All right. Welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green, often imitated but never duplicated, right here for your entertainment purposes. For the next hour, we are going to have some of the most intelligent conversation of this side of YouTube. And if you believe that, I've got some magic beans to sell you. We're going to talk a bunch of nonsense. I'm just back from West Fargo, North Dakota, and Mankato, Minnesota, and I know that you want to hear all about it right after this. Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody out there can waste time with you. All right, Monday, here we are. Start of another week. For most people, Monday is the beginning of the work week. In my case, Monday is the end of the work weekend. I'm usually coming home on Sunday, sometimes Monday, rest for a few days, and go back out. Fortunately, the year is slowing down. At least for me, I'm happy. I don't, it's a lot. I'm a fan of the last quarter of every year. September, October, November, and December. Those are my favorite 4 months, I think. And I like to enjoy 2 months of Halloween, 2 months of Christmas, Thanksgiving I could take or leave. So, although my birthday sometimes falls on Thanksgiving. So I've got my year pretty much all planned out. Maybe some random things will come up that will change my mind. But as of right now, there is one more Stephen Pearcy solo band show. And it'll be the last show with Johnny Monaco and Eric Ferentinos for this year at least. And then we'll have 5 more Pearcy DiMartini shows, which is the closest you're going to get to seeing Rat. We got 5 of those. And then next year, all starts, who knows? Every final quarter, Stephen sort of evaluates, and you have agents and other people and other decisions, and you decide what's next. And as of right now, there's nothing concrete, which is kind of exciting. I'm fortunate to be able to do this YouTube thing. And this is really my number one thing. Touring is nice, but sometimes you need a rest, and because it is exhausting. It's just the amount of flights we sit on. I tried to explain to someone the other day that I think I've done 150 Pearcy shows in the last couple of years. Well, that means at least 400 or so dates flying. You got to get there, you got to do the show, and then you got to fly again. And very rare you find direct flights these days. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm grateful for the work, and for most of the people that I work with. Tour managing a band, being in a band, it's tough, especially you're in small, close quarters. And at the end of the year, everyone starts to get a little grumpy. I've noticed that every year you starts to wind down. Everybody needs a little rest. And so this year, December is completely off. I'll tell you a little bit about my schedule, because I know some of you are taking notes. And then we'll get to your questions, comments, and random talk. But this Saturday night, I will be at the Oklahoma State Fair. I say I'm really the important one, right? Quiet Riot will be there, and Stephen Pearcy solo band final show of the year. So if you're in the Oklahoma area, come out. You want to meet Stephen Pearcy, meet and greet tickets are available. It's officialstephenpearcy.com right now. And so that's the end of solo. Then after that, the next weekend, we're heading to 2 weekends after, we're heading to St. Louis, Missouri, and we will be there. That's Warren DiMartini and Stephen Pearcy. Then wrapping up the shows this year, we've got a week in Cancun. Not bad work if you can get it. Tickets still remain for that, I believe. You get to spend a week on the beach, and a lot of awesome bands. Frankie Goes to Hollywood, some rock bands too. Milli Vanilli is going to be there, well, at least one of them. And just all kinds of cool stuff. 38 Special. I think Tesla is going to be there. All kinds of stuff. You can look it up. And then I'm going to be doing a show with the one and only Kiss. And that is also in November here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think tickets still available for that too. If you want to come check out Kiss, you want to see who's in Kiss, you want to see what Kiss at 78 years old looks like, well, this is your chance. And see Piercy DiMartini. And then I always forget one of the shows. I know we're going to Minnesota on the 21st. So to let you know about my schedule, again, my schedule, we're going to do that show with Kiss, I think, on the 16th. On the 17th, I'll head to Disney World. I'll spend 5 days at Disney World celebrating my birthday. But my birthday celebration will continue after. I was bummed to find out we had a show in Minnesota on the 21st with Slaughter. Not Slaughter's fault. Yeah, maybe. But I was bummed because I wanted to celebrate my birthday at Disney. So what we're doing is we're going to fly out of Disney World into Minnesota, and then in the middle of the night, Michelle and I and Matt Thorne and his wife Ramel, we're going to go to back to Florida, where we'll board a cruise, and we will go to the Grand Cayman Islands and Jamaica. And I'll celebrate my birthday at sea. And we'll also celebrate Thanksgiving at sea. It sounds fun. I've never done anything like this for my birthday or for Thanksgiving. So it'll be an interesting spin on things. So I'm looking forward to that. And then from there, for once, a free schedule can look into doing things. Let's see what's going on in the comments. And yeah. I'm very tired. I did not want to do this show today, but I felt like I couldn't let you guys down. Rob Sullivan, first person here. At the end of the day, you'll be the first one to leave. Hey, all, looking forward for some hang time. Brad Spicoli. In my old age, I've developed a stutter. Let's waste some time. Well, we're doing it right now. Clint Stroke. Hey, ho. Let's go. See, David, thank you so much for being a channel member. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Appreciate all my channel members. And we're looking at a new way of adding things for channel members and Patrons. Go into the chat and take a look. Let's see here. Chris is here. Long time no see. Scott is here. Nice to see you, Scott. And Brian Kirk, how's everyone tonight? Brian, thank you so much for being a channel member. You know, you might be the oldest, longest running Patreon. I don't know, but at the end of this year, I'm going to add up who's been a channel member the longest, who's been a Patreon the longest, and send some gifts. Every week I see the same question, and my name's spelled wrong. Is Paul McCartney a genius? I think he is. So your question has been answered. Jonathan says, hey there, Jason. You have a lot of amazing videos on TV locations. I believe, I'm going to translate what you said. It looks like alphabet soup, but I believe it says, I enjoy your channel. Thank you so much. A lot more television location videos coming. The ultimate Threes Company filming location. No one's done it quite the way I did it. And it's coming soon. It's going to be fantastic, terrific, and tremendous. Brian Martin, let's rock and roll. Yes. Matt Griffin, good evening, Jason and the other time wasters. Glad to see you. And Scott Johnson will be at the last solo show, and I look forward to seeing you. We'll celebrate that. Let's see here. Jonathan, you are filled with nice words and comments, and I think you just cleaned up the thing. Happy Monday, Jason. Any insight why Johnny wasn't included in the Enough's Enough event last night? He should have, in my opinion. I think everyone hates him. I could be wrong. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think Johnny should have been there too. I think the best lineup of Enough's Enough for that event would have been Donnie V, Chips Enough, Johnny Monaco, and Vic Fox. That would be the three original members, and in my opinion, the best guitar player they've had since Derek Frigo. I think I've said this a lot. I saw like 6 people on stage in a picture. It looks stupid to me. I don't know. I'm just telling you how I feel. They'll probably never do anything again. It was probably a one-time thing, and I'm thinking that Donnie probably doesn't want to play with them. Who knows? It's probably too late. Let's see. Johnny Ponder, Joe Rogan, and Jelly Roll crying over Lay It Down thoughts. Johnny Ponder, thank you for being a channel member. I two things I don't care about: Joe Rogan and Jelly Roll, especially because I'm diabetic and I have to cut down on sugar. But I heard it's fake. I heard that whole AI thing is fake, and that's that. It's not real. I don't know what else to say. Sean Brown, my generous friend, really the reason I got out of bed today. Oh, thank you so much. Let me read your question. Hello, Jason. I don't know if you've had time to watch Bruce Dickinson sing the national anthem at the NFL game. Now there's talk of Metallica playing the Super Bowl in LA. Why is there still a stigma against hard rock bands playing sports events when teams love playing heavy metal music? Well, Sean, it's a good question. I like punk rock too. Hey Ho, Let's Go is at every sporting event. And Gary Glitter's Rock and Roll Number 2 is very popular. And Welcome to the Jungle. And so many rock songs. But it's because the audience that watches the Super Bowl, I believe they feel like is an audience that's more attracted to Rihanna or pop music. That's, dare I say, urban music. So I don't know. I personally don't care. Bands never sound good at these things. I haven't heard Bruce Dickinson sing the national anthem. Bruce Dickinson's not an American. I mean, maybe he is now, but it is interesting. How many English people have sung the American national anthem? I don't know. I know that Bruce Dickinson had a triumphant appearance. Sean Clark booked it at the convention in New York, in Cincinnati, Horror Hound. I heard it was huge, fantastic, tremendous, big hands. And Geezer Butler was there, Dee Snider was there, Bruce Dickinson, and they're doing it again at the Son of Monster Palooza. I'll be there next time. And Nico McBrain going to be there with Bruce Dickinson, and Tim Curry is going to be there, which I think is very cool. So, all right. Sean, I hope I answered your question. Let's see who's here. Heather in the 702. Hello, everyone. Heather, nice to see you. I, too, am in the 702. Let's see here. Sin City Sinners should perform at the Super Bowl. I think so. Sin City Sinners performed at the KISS Arena Football halftime show. Vince Neil's arena football team played against KISS's arena football team. And I booked the Sin City Sinners to be the halftime entertainment. We did it twice. I don't remember who won. I think KISS won. Either way, it was a terrible sport, and it didn't work. We played a lot of Vince Neil's failed ventures. Failed tattoo shop, failed club, failed strip club. I have a lot of relationship with his failed things. By the way, tickets to the residency are on sale now. If you guys want to come out to Vegas and see Motley Crue. I haven't seen any clips, don't know anything about it. But Ghost should do the Super Bowl. Well, listen, Ghost is huge, and I'm a fan, but I'm not sure they're ready for a Satan chant at the Super Bowl, although they need it. Let's see. I'm trying to... I hate that I have to look down to read your comments, but... Johnny says, Vince looked good from what I've seen at the Sphere. Well, he wasn't at the Sphere, so that's probably why it looked good, because you were probably watching the Backstreet Boys and got confused. He's at a place called the Park MGM. He has revealed that he had a stroke. This is something I've known almost a year and had to keep it to myself. There's more. He hasn't said everything. There's a lot more private issues, and there's a lot more to do with it. But they did bash Mick Mars. I might go to the residency tomorrow, so I better not say too much, because the last thing I need to do is be assaulted by senior citizens. Bruce did an amazing job saying national. Even the usual commenters who don't like heavy metal praise his performance as opening doors, heavy metal active future sporting events. Well, listen, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, that kind of crosses over, right? Heavy metal. It's basically the band Sabotage, and they do a Christmas show every year. So it's definitely possible. Brian Martin says Mick Mars is Motley Crue. They're trying to accuse Mick Mars of lying or whatever. I don't know. Everybody knows that there's tracks in the Motley Crue show. Nikki Sixx's argument now is that they're tracks that they recorded. So does that make it better? You sang on your own track or whatever? I don't know. Look, there's female voices singing on stage. I can't imagine that's any of them, but that's for another discussion. So I went to West Fargo, North Dakota. They told me that people prefer them to call it West Fargo because that's where it is. That's what the locals say. And we had a fun show at West Fargo. It was a strange situation. Every show's different. I said to Bloss, when you were on tour with, say, Kiss, everything looked like hockey arenas. Probably most of the nights it looked the same. But with what we do, from night to night, you never know what you're going to get. And this was like in the middle of a city with buildings all around, and then a stage. No dressing room, really, like a tiny little thing. It was slightly, I don't understand why you would build a venue and not build proper dressing rooms. They had a little RV thing for Bret Michaels, and so we did something that we don't often do. I wish we could do it. I call it the Elvis. Pull up, get out of the van, get on stage, get back in, and leave as soon as the show's over. And that's kind of what we did, at least with Steven. I came back and hung out. Michelle had family there, and I look, I like to hang out, met a lot of nice people, and I'm always happy to see Bret Michaels and his crew are always very nice to us, and the guys in his band, just nice people all around. So that was the first night. Look, we got no sleep. It was a 6 a.m. flight, so maybe I went to bed around 12, fell asleep around 1 or 2, got up at 4, flew at 6, got to the city, had a little rest, then up early the next day, you do sound check. After the show, maybe get 3 or 4 hours sleep if you're lucky, fly to Mankato, Minnesota. I got a text from Pete Evick, who is Bret's guitar player, and he said Bret wanted to invite Steven and I on the private plane, but by the time he asked me or invited me, I was close to the venue. I'm also scared of private planes. I don't think Steven's really a giant fan of them either, but it was very nice of Bret. And I talked to Bret after the show, and he was telling us we should have got on the plane, but next time. And we compared our blood sugar and diabetic notes, and always nice to talk to him, always nice to do shows with him. And let's see what happens if there'll be more. I don't know. We're in a weird place right now. We're going to uncharted waters. All right, let's get back to Scott. Loves my creature from the Black Lagoon shirt. And I'll show you a little bit more. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Motley would have been a very different band without Mars. Yeah, I mean, maybe they don't succeed without the core four. I'm not saying that he's more important than the others, but Brad is here. He says, Brendan and I are looking forward to seeing you this Saturday at the Oklahoma State Fair. I feel like I've been to the Oklahoma State Fair. Can't remember. I feel like I've done the same exact event. Brad, you probably remember better than me. Beavis, thank you so much, and thank you for being a channel member. So nice to watch this heavy metal fireside chat. Welcome, Escape. After all this happened, no politics here, like a vacation from my mind. Just always keep up the word. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that the world is so, excuse my language, fucked in the head, that you're never going to have agreements on everything. It's just not possible. And in this new world where everyone has a Facebook and Instagram, hey, sorry, noise over here. Everyone has an Instagram and has a YouTube channel. and everyone thinks they're right. No one thinks they're wrong. I think most people in America do believe they want what's best for America. It's just sometimes it doesn't work. In discussing it doesn't work. We need more positivity and less stupidity. And unless it's my kind of stupidity, then it's fine. Anyway, let's see here. From the movie Rockstar, Mick says the hippie is not going to make it during practice. Don't remember, but sounds good. Jason, any updates on a new cat? No cats. I wish there was, but I have a stray that I feed. I have not been able to get in the house, and if this cat doesn't decide to move in, and then we'll wait a little while because still touring so much that I don't think it would be fair to a cat, as much as we would like to have one. Don't send me a cat, by the way, if you're watching. Send me a Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket, though. I have not been able to get one. I'm very upset. Can't help but always looking backwards to see for displaying a new memorabilia. It's funny is that, like, Sean Clark behind him will have like some $10 million thing. Or Wednesday will have like the entire He-Man G.I. Joe collection. I have no time to decorate. This is just random stuff. I like to look at it, and a lot of it is gifts from you guys, like my Frankenstein race car. I have a Wolfman. Someone brought me too, but where it goes. Anyway, but there's some fun stuff. People have asked me to do sort of room tours or things like that. And maybe one day we'll do that. Sometimes I look back there and forget what kind of nonsense I bought. Okay. David got himself a Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket. Yeah, I hope I can find a theater. Alan Johnson, thank you for Rat rocking Fargo, North Dakota. Well, that was not Rat. That was the Stephen Piercy solo band. The voice of Rat, if you will. But it was fun to be there. Let's see. And when did collecting popcorn buckets become a thing? Well, it's been for a while now. Ever since people started buying the Dune popcorn bucket and making love to it, popcorn buckets have become all the rage. I like it. I think I look like it's solid. Look at it. We're going to have a really big show. We're in for the Beatles. Yes, anyway. But popcorn buckets, I like it. It makes going to the movies fun. I want to buy collectibles and memorabilia. Megan over there is a popcorn bucket from the movies. I don't know where the other ones are right now. Every now and then I attempt to straighten up. I got some new Jaws ones. I don't even know where I put those. I went to see Spinal Tap, and I bought a Jaws bucket that comes with a Baba Booey, a yellow drink cup. Maybe I already put it in the other room. This is the old one. This is the first one that I got, and it's pretty cool. July 4th through 10th. That was that thing. And then my favorite of the popcorn buckets was this one. All right. And someone was nice enough to send me, what did they send me? Oh, the alien one, the face hugger. So this time, when I went to the Spinal Tap, I got the Jaws 50th drink buoy. And that's pretty cool. And this was cheap, by the way. I think I would say cheap, but it was the same price it would have been to get a popcorn and a drink. So essentially, this was free. I'll show you a little bit. How about now? There we go. I'm trying to juggle everything, and then I'm not wearing pants, so I don't want to give you guys too much more than you can handle. Let's take a look at this one. This is the greetings from Amity Island, Jaws 50. It has a little map inside of Amity, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Now Wednesday went to see Spinal Tap 2, and I think anyone who didn't like Spinal Tap 2 is an idiot. Oh, Spinal Tap 2 is about as funny as a divorce. Oh, there's our first idiot. Thank you for watching, by the way, sir. Look, Spinal Tap 2 is great, and anyone who didn't like it is dopey. You know, I hear people like, well, it didn't have as many memorable lines as the first one. The movie was 40 years old. You've had 40 years to remember those stupid lines. What were you expecting? You know the formula, right? You know that it's about this band, that it's fake, and they make jokes, right? And you've seen the commercials. You know what was going to happen, right? What were you expecting? I was in the theater belly laughing. Oh, because I'm not an uptight asshole. I know how to go in and have a freaking laugh. You know what I mean? Distract yourself. You want to sit home and watch the news? I mean, anyway, I highly recommend Spinal Tap 2. If you've never seen Spinal Tap 1, then you got to watch that first. Yeah, you got to watch that first. But it's fantastic. Okay. Anyway, sorry for all that. They probably didn't get the first one. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Some people are uptight and just don't get it. You can't just go have a good time. Spinal Tap is like Steel Panther today. No, Steel Panther is trying to be Spinal Tap. The difference is Spinal Tap is funny. Steel Panther is stupid. There's a big difference. Nothing funny about. Now you guys got me angry. Sons of bitches. Chris says Spinal Tap isn't Shakespeare. Lighten up, Francis. That's right. You tell Francis. I don't know who Francis is, but he deserves to know. Anyway, Wednesday went and he enjoyed it, and he got a popcorn bucket. They had an amp that goes to 11 popcorn bucket. Now I need it. Skylar has never saw Spinal Tap, never seen Spinal Tap. You need to go see it. Not the procedure, but the movie. Get it on. Get it on. You know what you're missing out on. This is Kathy F. Kathy F., by the way, welcome. And thank you for being a channel member. Spinal Tap 2 was funny as hell. Thank you. I agree. I don't think in any way it's the perfect movie. Of course not. What do you? It's supposed to be ridiculous here. This is Francis. Yeah, but the jokes didn't land. It didn't go anywhere. The first one is a masterpiece. This was shockingly bit. Breaks my heart. Said, listen, I don't know who died and made you, Siskel and Ebert, but I think you're in the minority. I think you had too high of expectations. And listen, the movie's fun. Anyone who doesn't get it, I don't know what to tell you. What did you think was going to happen? What could have made it great? That it was grainy, like the first movie, and I don't even know what could have happened. Anyway, it's fantastic. You got to go see for yourself. Don't listen to critics. You know, my first job in showbiz, that's what we call this. I worked for Geraldo Rivera, and Geraldo told me, and I remember to this day, critics are just frustrated underachievers who cannot create for themselves, so they spend their lives tearing down the works of others. And opinions, who cares? You guys got to go see it for yourself and enjoy it. And The Toxic Avenger wasn't that bad either. Okay. Oh my God, Siskel and Ebert are dead. Oh, son of a bitch. Craig says Spinal Tap is great. It's awesome to see them get all they earned it. I work with aging musicians, and I related to so many things in that movie you wouldn't believe it. And I would rather see Steel Panther than Falsey. Well, I'm with you on that. Twisted Sister is touring next year. You know what's funny? I wanted to show you guys something I got. And I'm going to show it to you right now. I got the brand new shipment of Eddie Ojeda. Oh, is there an earthquake in here? Oh. Eddie Ojeda hot sauce. And I think the earthquake's back. Hold on, folks. Here it is. I'm not telling you this because I get paid, because I don't. I have here a case. I took one out because I've been using it. I'm trying to lose weight. I got diet meals coming in. 85 chins. Anyway, this is it right here. Show Eddie some love. Twisted Sister Cherry Habanero Medium Heat Hot Sauce. It's the winner of a Scovie Award. That's really important in the world of hot sauce. But you guys got to get yourself this thing. You can go to Eddie Ojeda's website, go to twistedhotsauce.com. And again, I'm just telling you because it's good. I'm like Oprah. I'm telling you some of my favorite things. New Spinal Tap movie and the hot sauce. It's got a sweetness to it because it's got cherries in it. It also has a little orange juice. But it doesn't mess with my A1C or my glucose. A dab will do you. You can use it as a dipping sauce. But anyway, it's the best thing ever. And yes, Twisted Sister, for the most part, is back together. The three core members, Eddie Ojeda, JJ French, D. Snyder, will go out next year. Twisted Sister, I will be there. I'm a fan. I'm a fan to the end. Joe Franco will be on drums. Joe Franco played on the Love Is for Soccer records, has been in Twisted Sister before. Obviously, the late AJ Pero can no longer be there, and was a friend of mine and a great guy and a great drummer. It's sad, but I'm glad Joe Franco's doing it. I prefer him to Mike Portnoy. And after that, and Mark Mendoza couldn't do it. They got a guy who was his tech. Cape Cod Ken, Spinal Tap 2, missed the boat, not merchandising that Stonehenge water bottle. 1,000%. I would have bought that tap water. Anyway, it's 70s guy. Hi, Jason. Are you aware somebody made a character AI chatbot of you? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. But is it good? It's bad? Well, don't send it any money. And don't sleep with it. And get some Eddie Ojeda hot sauce. What do you use it on? I put it on everything. I don't put it on ice cream. There are people who do that. I know it sounds crazy. I don't do that. That's pushing it. But I put it on vegetables, and I put it on everything. A dab will do you, because these meal services, and I'm going to tell you the meal service I use soon. It's good, but there's none of those things are a little bland. Just 5 calories per serving. And look, he has a hotter one too. He has a peach one as well, which is Peach Reaper. Not to confuse with Groom Reaper, my guitar teacher, but Carolina Peach Reaper. I prefer the cherry one. And this year for Christmas, I'm going to send everybody one. And you know what? When I total up the highest super chats, that means you, Sean, and I total up the longest channel members, maybe I'll send some Twisted Sister hot sauce to everyone. It's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year round. Okay. It goes fantastic on huevo rancheros. I haven't done it, but I'm sure it's good. Have I listened to anything new lately? New bands, old bands? I only listen to old bands. Let's see here. Met your wife when you were at the Arcada. You both were gracious and awesome. I felt bad though for bothering you while you're working. Well, no problem. But don't tell my girlfriend about my wife if you see us again. But thank you so much. Look, it's it's a tricky thing. Look, I think I get a little bit better treatment on the road because of the YouTube show. A lot of the venues are familiar. I think it helps to be a personality, if you will. I always have time for people, and it's tricky. There's times when I'm going to collect the money for the show or whatever, and people want to stop and say hello. But I am always happy. I always try to make time. And because without you guys, this thing doesn't happen. I'm sitting here talking to myself about hot sauce. I mean, that would be difficult. Anyway, I'm always happy to meet everyone. We're trying to figure out, maybe in the new year, a way that I can meet everyone. Maybe we do a meetup before the shows at a certain spot. Who knows? All right. Let's see here. Hot sauce and Xmas balls. Thank you for bringing up my balls. All new line of balls coming soon. Seasonal merchandising is on the way. First of all, you know about the Halloween shirt. The Sean Clark Wednesday 13, Jason Green, Tales of Murder, Madness, and Fantasy. I don't know if that's called, but those shirts will be here any day. And by October 1st, it will be sold out. We're going to use a discount code, one day only on this show. There's 100 shirts. And then that's it. And that's the Halloween sale. Then after that, we transfer over to Christmas. I'll have a new color ball for you. Most think blue balls would be appropriate. And we'll see about that. All right, let's see what else we got here. A lot of people talking about a new band called Castle Rat. And something Riley and Castle Rat. I'm happy to, I'll have to listen to it. Although I think they could have done a more interesting name than Castle Rat. Thanks for the Grim Reaper reference. Maybe a Nick Bilcott interview. Well, funny, Mick, you should ask. It's already on the channel. My guitar teacher, Nick Bilcott, and I had an in-depth conversation. Go back to the old videos and you will find it. Oh, and speaking of Wednesday 13, say his name 3 times and he shall appear. Wednesday, I was going to ask you to come on today because I really didn't have a lot to talk about. And I thought you and I can talk. But we'll save it for Wednesday. The day was named after you. We might as well do it. I was talking about how you and I both enjoyed Spinal Tap. And there's some people who are too uptight to enjoy it. Wednesday, you're also going to be getting Eddie Ojeda hot sauce for Christmas. Yes, he was conjured up. Brian Kirk, Wednesday, I bought your mask on the weekend, the stuffed head one. Nice. Wednesday 13 has masks, and you can find out more at officialwednesday13.com. And if there's something else I need to know about it, he'll explain it to you on Wednesday. Okay. Some of these jokes are so inside that maybe we need to open a door and let it draft in. Anyway, Wednesday 13, by the way, kicking off a tour very, very soon. All of us, we're all running out of time. All right. What else did I need to talk about? I told you about Bret Michaels. I told you about Mankato, Minnesota. I told you about West Fargo, North Dakota. I let you know that this Friday I'll be in Oklahoma. By the way, if you're watching and you're going to show up at the airport, don't. Stephen Piercy no longer signs autographs at airports. New rule. He just imposed it the other day. And so don't do that. You buy a meet and greet, come to a concert, be a fan. Don't show up at the airport. I bring that up because whenever I say the day we're coming in, people spend the day in the airport. And then if he does sign for them, it ends up on the eBay. So anyway, let's see. Look, it's your show. If you guys got anything else, let me know and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm getting out of here. I'll spill all the mask info Wednesday. Okay, so tune in Wednesday and you'll find out. For those of you who don't know how this show works, on Mondays, I come on here by myself and struggle to make conversation. Then on Wednesdays, I'm joined by Wednesday 13. And when available, Sean Clark Malfunction from YouTube. And occasionally I do Fridays too. We'll see what happens. Few things coming up. We're about to do Toys for Tots fundraiser coming up soon. We're going to raise some money to get some kids some toys because that's what they need. And a lot of charity stuff. I'm going to do 24 shows in 24 hours. All these things are going to happen as I get more time. Oh, hold on. Jason, a character AI bot means that fans can text or role play with a character AI bot of you. I'm someone used to character AI to chat with my favorite characters. People making them of real people is odd. Well, listen, if you guys want to jack off with a bot of me, a role play, I'm okay with it. Just don't send it any money. Don't send it any money. An app called Character AI. Look, why not? Make one for Wednesday too. He's probably got 50 of them. Sean says, this past weekend I watched Story of a Junkie. Wow. Sean, you bring up some interesting stuff. Were you working for Troma when this documentary was released? I got chills watching John Spacely skate in front of the World Trade Center. I enjoyed that movie. Sean, we're going to have a conversation right now that no one else is going to care about. First of all, one of the things about Troma is most of the movies were not made by Troma. They were acquisitions. They purchased movies or they acquired the rights to distribute movies. That's how Troma works. The movies that you know and love by Troma were made by Troma. The Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Troma and Juliet, Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD. Those movies were directed by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers, produced by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers. The other movies, including Surf Nazis Must Die, which is probably my favorite non-Lloyd Kaufman made movie. He's an executive producer. Story of the Junkie was a movie that was acquired. So in New York City, there was a guy named John Spacely. I knew him pretty well. My father owned a store in the Village, sold monster magazines, comic books, baseball cards, pop culture things. You know, you can see where I got it. John Spacely would pop in the store every now and then. And John Spacely was a junkie, but he was a famous junkie. One of his most famous moments is he crashed a Johnny Thunders concert, and Johnny Thunders hit him with a guitar. They got into a fight on stage during the show. And then he's also in the movie Sid and Nancy, and you see him walk out of the Chelsea. He lived in the Chelsea. He was saying who killed Nancy long before anybody else. The person that he says is not Sid, and most people agree now, years later. John Spacely told me this in 1987, and suddenly it's starting to seem like he was correct. He had a painting that said Gringo. He wore an eye patch. He lost his eye in a knife fight, I think. And he had on St. Mark's Place, 8th Street between 2nd and 3rd. He had this. It's no longer there. They finally painted over it. But he was a New York kind of urban legend and kind of punk scene crazy guy. But the Story of a Junkie is a really depressing autobiographical movie where they follow him around, essentially looking for fixes and those kind of things. He is dead, but he lived a lot longer than I thought he would. Let's see here. Okay, I hope Sean, I hope that was interesting. Story of a Junkie. Craig says people expect bands to sound look like they did. Same as Spinal Tap. Exactly. People are having way too high of expectations. Go and have a laugh. I did. Let's see here. Okay. So chat's a little slow today. I've been on for 45 minutes, and I think I'm going to call it and get back to my life. Get back to my life because I got to get back on the road very soon. And yeah, because here's the thing. I don't prepare anything. So unless you guys have something you want to say, I'm out of here. And we're back on Wednesday. I appreciate you guys watching. And let's see. Yeah, it's almost as if a hush has fallen over the crowd. This is why I like it when Wednesday or somebody else is here to chat. Anyway, all right, I've had enough. I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. By the way, new videos. Go watch them. There's a new Tour Diary for members only. Sign up and become a channel member. And blah, blah, blah. I you know what I'm saying. Just wanna waste some time.